Hello everyone, welcome back. It's Anna here and welcome back to my channel for those of you who've been with me for a while, and hello and welcome to anybody who's new. I am doing the Cambridge Weight Plan and I am sharing my experiences of where I am to date and the progress that I've made and any reflections. None of this is sponsored, this is just me sharing my experience both on the Cambridge Weight Plan but also in general on weight loss. Hoping that you can find it useful, and if you have any questions, comments or any specific areas that you'd like to know, then please just leave a comment and let me know. So on with the update. So this is actually week 16 on the Cambridge Weight Plan, and today is day 120 of doing the Cambridge Weight Plan. So that's 4 months, is amazing. And I am so delighted with my results. In total, including what I've lost this week, I have lost a total of 28 kilos, and that is 62 pounds. So I've lost from last week to this week, I lost 1.2 kilos, so that's 2.5 pounds. And that puts me to a total of 4.5 stones, which I could not be any happier with. The difference in me is immense, in how I feel is fantastic. So 4 months worth of work and sticking to the plan and being very rigorous with it are definitely paying off. If anybody had told me at the start of June that I would be where I am now, I seriously would not have believed it. It was more like one of those things that you tell yourself, it's a dream, if only I would be like that. But you know, I'm living proof that if you stick to it, the weight will come off, and you just have to trust that the plan will do that. It's been fantastic so far, and I guess what I wanted to touch on in my reflections of this week is around how, I guess, progress overall. So 4 months is really is time to take a little bit of stock, and what I wanted to go through is progress and how that's feeling and how that's coming along. But also, I've shared before that I do have a long journey. I want to at least share double, everything that I've lost so far once again, so double what I've lost so far, minimum, if not get to 11 stone. So I know that I'm in for the long run. I've still got a little bit to go before I get to halfway, but that's getting closer. So when you have this much weight to lose, it's important to realize that you've made a lot of progress so far, and B, think about how you keep yourself motivated going forward. So in terms of the progress so far, I think if you go back to my early videos, or my very first video to now, you will be able to notice the difference in my face. I mean, it's what I show the most, but you can definitely notice in my face, you can definitely notice in my energy, how I feel, how I'm coming across. So there's a noticeable physical difference that is coming across. There is also, I think, what I'm starting to notice is a difference in how I'm thinking about myself, how I am taking more care of myself, a lot more personal pride. Not that I wasn't, taking care of myself before, but I think it's more, the more you like what you see in the mirror, the more you want to enjoy it even more. And it's not even that. I think I had got to the point that I was thoroughly avoiding mirrors. Like, I would just wash myself and get myself ready in the morning, then just move on, so I wouldn't have to face the reality of how much weight I had actually put on. I was in like some form of denial around it, and it's almost like, the way I describe it is almost like reverse body dysmorphia. So you normally associate the term of body dysmorphia with somebody who is anorexic and they think of themselves as fat when they look in the mirror, and they are clearly nowhere near that. Usually they're severely underweight, or at least people that have taken it too far. And for me, it was the opposite. It was almost like I was looking in the mirror, but I was avoiding looking at the reality of what the mirror was telling me. So I was avoiding the mirror, and I was avoiding confronting what I was doing to myself through extreme eating. And I really just was not accepting that was happening. So it took a while for me to get into that state, the right state of mind, and to see that. And now I understand how I was avoiding facing my problems. And it's only because I am now, I was joking with my husband the other day that I'm at risk of becoming vain, but it was more not because I'm constantly looking in the mirror. I think I look at myself in the mirror more because I can't believe the transformation. And every day I see different forms of changes, whether it's in my face, whether it's in my arms, my belly, my legs, my whole body. There are subtle little changes that you notice in yourself. But 4 months on, I have gone down a severe number of sizes. I think I am just about fitting 4 sizes smaller than I was when I first started. A little bit tight, but definitely I'm fitting in tight jeggings, I'm fitting in t-shirts, in tops, in coats that are 4 sizes smaller than where I started. And that just happened last week. Last weekend. I went shopping for jeans, and that's when I realised the size that I needed to get. So the fact that I'm looking at that is amazing. But as I was looking at clothes, I've been taking out for both myself and my husband. So I've shared with you that my husband is doing it as well. He's lost a similar amount of weight. He's actually lost 30 kilos. Men always lose it faster. And for those of you that want to know that, 30 kilos is 67 pounds, which is he's 5 stones. He made his 5 stone mark last week, and I couldn't be happier for him. He looks about 15 years younger than he's now. Then not that he's now, but then when he first started, and he does look so full of life. So it's great to see that in him, and it's great for me to have somebody to share that with, because we're both going through quite a big transformation. So, it is starting to show. We're getting loads of comments from everybody around how we're looking, our weight loss, etc., which is fantastic news. And we've had to even more in the last kind of 2-3 weeks, because we've been going through our wardrobes and all of the old suitcases with clothes that we kept in the garage that we just didn't want to face. We've been bringing everything out, and we've been clearing out a lot of clothes that we've been giving to charity. And there was a lot of stuff that we had kept that we either didn't fit into or we wanted to fit into. So my husband, he fits into every single item of clothing that he had when he first started or that we've ever kept for him. And he's even going down a size smaller than that, which is great news. So he's gone from a size 42 trousers, and I think he said it felt like he was bursting out of the 42 trousers, to now he is a 36. And he's been able to get tight suit trousers for the 36, and they are they're starting to get loose on him as well. He's not got long to go. I think he's probably got another 1.5 stone, and then that will be absolutely everything for him. So he's so close to his end point. For me, I have gone down a lot. I started off, many people won't believe this, but I started off on a size 26. Actually, I think I was 26, 28, so I was more on a 28. And now I am on a size 20, which I couldn't be happier with. But I've been going through all of my clothes, and I still got... So I had size 22 and I had size 18. Somehow, I have nothing for a size 20, so I had to go and get some clothes. So that's where we went shopping. We've been clearing out everything. We've brought all of the suitcases. I've got stuff on size 18. I've got some stuff on size 16. And he's used everything he had on the 36, and he's thinking about possibly needing smaller size worth of jeans, and he won't go any lower than that. So we're both doing really well. We're getting lots of compliments. It's really starting to show, and our clothes are telling us that. But equally, as I was looking at all of the clothes, I've mentioned that I've got a few sizes smaller than I was. So, that's forced me to think about where I am now and where I need to be. So trying on some of the size 18s and 16 just to see the difference, things like you try to put a jacket on and the amount of gap before the jacket actually closes. So you try to pull the jeans up again. First is if they go over your bum, and then is whether you can fasten them or not, and the amount of distance there. So we've been trying all of that, and it has been quite interesting to get us thinking about, where do we want to go to, how much more we've got to go. I was feeling great, fitting in a smaller size, which I'm delighted with. But then it was like, wow, I still have such a way to go before the 18. And that doesn't put me down. I am happy with it. I know that I have to go down, and I'm so happy doing the way that I know. It's almost like, maybe next month I might be there, or if not, in 2 months' time, I know that by December I will definitely be in a size 18. And I know that this sounds like a really vain, I can't even believe it. It's like an outrageous statement that I can say, by December I'll be on a size 18, but I know that if I stick to the diet I will do it. So I'm conscious that I can do it. So I was thinking about what to do to keep yourself focused, both on the diet or even coming after, because the interesting thing is, whilst I'm remaining really focused, I still don't think about food. I don't feel hungry. I enjoy the products, everything. It's interesting because I can see my husband that he's that much closer. He's got a stone and a half. He can see the finish line. He's starting to think about what life will be after. So as he goes through the different steps to get back to a normal food range, and I can see how he started to think a lot about food. And we were talking about different things, but then I realized that actually so much of what we do is about where you keep your focus. So I noticed that the days that I'll give you an example. We got a brochure coming through the letterbox about Hotel Chocolat and how they are now doing a hot chocolate with a hot chocolate machine, like a special thing for Christmas. And it does look amazing. And he's a major chocoholic, so that is one of his biggest weak points. And that was almost like a trigger, because for whenever I've tried to give him a really special chocolate treat, I'd love to get something from Hotel Chocolat, something like that, and he would love it. And I'm not picking on Hotel Chocolat, that's one example. It's many different things. But he saw that and he immediately started to think, oh my God, I want chocolate, and Christmas is coming, and what are we going to do with Christmas? What are we going to be eating? All of this kind of stuff. Then, interestingly, we were watching a TV program, and it was all about the making of Hotel Chocolat, how they develop products and everything. So that made him start to think about chocolate again. And then we were watching something else, and there was a whole lot of stuff about food and fried spring rolls and fried chicken and all of these kind of different things. And all of a sudden, for about 2 days solid, he was thinking about food all the time, and like just constantly focusing on what will I do after I eat. Not because he wants to eat the food, but it's almost because he's starting to get worried that once he starts eating, it'll be a lot easier to go to that food, and how to keep himself focused. So that was on his side. But then I was going through my Instagram feed and my social media and different things. And as I was looking through, I noticed that so much of the things that I had signed myself up for were food related. I love to cook. I really enjoy it. I find this, I come from my family, if I think overall, we're all feeders. You take care of people through feeding them, in terms of you want to have family reunions. When you have family reunions, you think about special meal, you go all out. Typically it's a lot heavier in terms of fats and carbs and sweets and stuff, because you want to give a sense of, you're entertaining, you're treating people, you want to make it a special occasion. And so I always focus on different types of food. I like to try different cooking. I like to try different cooking from different origins and different styles. I find it's some form of creative pursuit, because you can create something out of nothing, especially if you do baking. There's something really rewarding about it. And I love to look at food and travel things, and just kind of what you normally do and associate with holiday. You go, you travel, you try into some new food, you go to some amazing restaurants, some amazing places. It's all part of the experience. So as I was looking through my feed, I realized just how much stuff I was getting coming through that was food related. And also, as I was looking at the food, all of it was super fatty, loads of cheese, a bit more cheese on top, or a cake or chocolate, more chocolate on top, and peanut butter and chocolate and something else. So I just took notice of how much my mood and his mood were being impacted, and how we were feeling about diet and frustration or otherwise, by what we are feeding our souls, where we're focusing our attention. So the more we were focusing on food, either food TV programs or feeds, or talking about things we wanted, places we wanted to go, and somehow restaurants would come into the conversation. It's just so much that we consciously associate with food, and how much food related things we're constantly feeding our brains, and that keeps your brain activated. And I know that I've been noticing this for a few weeks now, but in the last week I've noticed quite a bit that when I look at something food related, if there's something there that triggers me, my brain will start bombarding me with flash images of different pieces of food that may trigger me at different points. But there's also other things like the smell of something. And at the moment, the smell of roast chicken or some form of roast meat is a major setting. So I'm kind of, whilst I am a bit disappointed that our summer months and the warmer months are coming to an end, I'm also a little bit glad that I'm not going to be able to smell the barbecues of everybody around me, because we're walking the dog and the barbecue smells amazing, and I love barbecues, so it's just been a big thing. But it's just more that it's not the smell of the barbecue of the food that triggers you, but it's what is it that you're focusing your attention on, because that's what you're going to gravitate towards. That's what you're going to be thinking about, what you're going to be thinking about doing, what your brain is going to get stimulated by and challenged by, and is going to focus your attention on that. And I have noticed that quite strongly. So I've tried to remove all of that. It's been a little bit disheartening to kind of unsubscribe from and unfollow a lot of things that I've been following for years because I really enjoyed it. But I've taken the decision to take that out because I just did not want to continue to focus on things that weren't supporting my weight loss. Now, that doesn't mean that I'm not going to continue to look at food stuff. I'm just going to be very selective with what are the things that I look at. And I know that right now I need to keep it on the very healthy, of course, product, but I'm also, with a view to my husband starting eating soon, I want to support him as well and think about menu plans and menu ideas of things that he can be having when he's having 200 calories, 300 calorie meals, that kind of stuff. And as he progresses, and it will serve a dual purpose because it will help me to help him to get ready for that. It will train me also for when the time comes for me to what are the right foods that I will need to be eating, and therefore it should be more second nature. So it will help me to build that habit for the future. And it will equally help me to have to manage the fact that him and me need to be eating different. One of our biggest mistakes in the past, especially mine, is that I would probably serve myself the same portion sizes as I gave him, which, he's at least a foot taller than me. So he should, by all means, be having far more food than I should. We were already giving him portion sizes bigger than he should be eating. So imagine for me, that's like 2-3 times over. But we need to be eating different quantities of food. We probably need to be eating different foods as well, because he's somebody that can take carbs more easily than I can. When I have carbs, they stick to me. They just like to stick to me. They stay there. They kind of camp. They make their home there, and they just never leave me. So I need to be careful with the type of carbs that I consume, so that I don't end up inadvertently stalling my weight loss or putting weight on when I do start eating calories again, which, I am a certified bread lover, so that will be a personal challenge that I will need to overcome. So, but I'm not even thinking about what I'm eating after. It's just more about understanding that I need to be thinking about what are the things that support me. And when I think about what are the things that I'm going to be feeding my soul as well as myself, I need to be focusing on what will be the things that will help me to achieve the goals that I have set for myself in terms of weight loss, in terms of health. What are the things that are going to help me to sustain all of the progress that I've made so far? And it really is about thinking about it differently. In the past, I would think about food and diet food as this is what I need to eat now so that I can lose weight. But then as soon as possible, I'll go back to eating that. It was almost like I was thinking about I need to punish myself and then I can just let go and have whatever I want. My mindset has changed quite a bit. And what I'm thinking about is how do I focus on the things that are going to help me achieve the goals that I want? And if my goal is weight loss and a healthy lifestyle and to maintain a certain weight level, that I just need to understand that the person that weighs, 4, 5, 7, 8 stone less than when I first started, to be at that weight, you need to eat a lot less. That you need to eat at a different level. You need to have different types of food. You need to have a different level of personal, daily activity. And all of that are learnings that we're having. The interesting thing is that when we first started, it was just like these distant things that we understood we had to do. And because, 4 months in the scheme of things is nothing, but actually all of a sudden we need to start to think about those things because he needs to be doing it. And, I need to go down to 3 products a day once my BMI drops below 40. I thought I was going to make it this week. I didn't make it. I'm still at 41. So, so close. I am hoping in either a week or 2, I will be able to make that. I'm not fussed about it. What I'm doing is I'm doing a bit of a gradual transition. So this week hasn't been the case because I've just got normal products. Next week, I'm going to be having total diet replacement products, TDR. So they are similar shakes, bars, but they have 50 calories less. So each Cambridge product, the normal ones have 200 calories each. The TDR, the total diet replacement ones, have 150 calories each. So what I'm going to do next week is have 1 TDR product a day to replace the other. So that means I will have 750 calories a day. And then the week after that, I will probably have either do the same for another week, or what I might do is have 1 day with TDR, 1 day with 3 products, 1 day 750, 1 day with 3 products, so I can wean myself gradually into 600 calories a day instead of 800 calories a day. I've had a couple of TDR products before. I have had the peanut and the lemon bars in the TDRs, and to be honest, the flavor is exactly the same as the normal ones. What you notice is the width. They are about half the width of them. There's a considerable difference when you look at them. And I had a bit of a similar reaction as the first time I poured the contents of a sachet of mac and cheese into a bowl to prepare my meal in the evening. When I looked at that and I thought, what the hell is this? What is going on here? This cannot be the portion size. And then I prepared it and I ate it, and it was surprisingly satisfying and filling. I took my first TDR bar and I was like, this is just half the bar. This is a joke. This is never going to fill me up. And I had it and I drank it with a normal amount of water than I normally drink. I tried to have a pint with my products for lunch or whenever I'm having them. And that filled me up and it tied me over, and I did not notice a difference. So much of this is psychological and visual. So I'm just kind of gradually weaning myself back down into 600 calories. So I will make it. So I'm getting there. And like I said, my husband's going to be probably got another month worth of step 1, and then he will need to come off and start step 2, and then going to step 3 with the introduction of some carbs and some physical exercise, and he will still continue to lose some weight and gradually increase his calories until he gets to his normal weight range and then his basic kind of his standard daily calorie allowance. So it is part of the baby steps, the progress. To be honest, there's no such baby steps, there's giant steps, because 4.5 and 5 stones in 4 months is an amazing result for both of us. There's a part of me which is just about thinking about, I really need to, I've said take stock of where I am, but you need to allow your brain to kind of catch up with how you've gone down. I think that's why whenever I see myself in the mirror, I look again, because I can't, hang on a second, everybody's ringing. I can't at the moment comprehend, to be honest, how much my weight has gone down. And my body has gone down. And I noticed it when I tried the size 18 clothes, and I thought, okay, I've gone down a lot. But I was also thinking the last time that I was using those clothes, I had lost weight to get into those, and that was over 5-6 years ago. And then I put the weight back on, and I think when I lost that weight, I hadn't understood just what a big change that I had. But I put all of that weight on, and then some more. So I feel like I've been doing almost damage control of that, all of that additional weight that I had put on, and now I'm at the space that I feel like I'm finally losing the actual weight that I wanted to lose. I feel like I have lost all the weight that I was, you know how I said that I was avoiding looking in the mirror? I think I've lost all of my denial weight that I did not want to face up to. And now I'm at the space where I was before all of that happened, where I knew I was overweight and I want to lose some more weight to get to where I want to be. So, but I am, I'm geared up for it. I am super happy about it. I'm still loving doing it because I don't feel hungry, fits within my lifestyle and everything. So I couldn't have found a better plan for me. And I'm focused on keeping going. So all I'm thinking about is what I can do to keep me in the zone, to keep me going, to help me prepare for what comes next. And that's what, I guess, getting prepared and, I guess, staying motivated and fueling your willpower is all about, is how do we fuel that inner kind of restlessness to keep achieving your goals so that you don't settle too soon or that you don't give up along the way, because life happens. And when you have to do this for an extended period of time, I know that I'm going to be at least a year till I get, at least another 6 months till I get to where I want to be. So it goes quick, but it's still a long period of time to be focusing on a specific thing. So I know that I need to keep thinking about how to keep that going, how to keep that energy alive, how to keep the enthusiasm going, and how to continue to fuel my I guess my energy towards sticking to it. Not that I'm feeling it falter, but I just want to make sure that that I don't lose it and that I stay excuse me, in as good a zone as I feel that I am right now. So that's everything I want to share. If you've made it this far, thank you so much. I normally post on a Thursday. It's been a mad week, so I've posted on a Friday this week. I hope you enjoy it. Leave me any comments, subscribe. Let me know if there are any specific things you'd like me to cover in the future. More than happy to hear what you've got to say. I'll give you an update of where I am next week. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you all soon. All the best. Bye.